Do you not want to speak openly about what your edge is in these games?
So I can't do that, and I'll tell you why, right? So I do have a plan that could bring every casino to their knees. And I may pull the trigger on this and watch these casinos burn. I might do that. It's something I've been working on for about a year now. And I don't want to say how far or short I am to the ability of pulling the trigger, but I may do that, and I believe it's going to absolutely crush these casinos. I think some of them are going to go out of business.
You're talking about like a lawsuit, not just taking a bunch of money from them?
I don't even want to say what it is, and no way do I want to prepare them. So the casino has a lot of moles and a lot of snakes. They make fake Instagram accounts, fake TikToks. They send like hot girls to my parties. They're watching this podcast, no doubt. So here's to you guys. They do all these things for sure, and they're scrutinizing every word I say to see what's happening next, right? So I'm not going to say what it is, but for sure I have the capability of bringing a lot of these casinos to their knees if I ever chose to do so.
Right.
But what my actual edge is, I can't say, and the reason for that is, aside from possibly a plan that could exist, is if I were to sell what my exact edge is, right? The amount of money that I've amassed in the game Baccarat is like tens of millions, right? And if I were to sell it, first of all, what happened is as soon as they possibly could, the casinos would change their ability to give me the information I need to figure out how to beat them, right? So even right now, like even privately, if I told you what I did, which respectfully I wouldn't, but let's say I did off the air, as soon as they knew that you knew that, it's done. They're going to adjust the way the game Baccarat is handled, right? So I really have one shot at it, and the amount of money that I would put the evaluation at for my algorithm, it would be roughly $50 million. So for someone to pay me $50 million probably is not going to happen. And the guys that, first of all, most people can't afford that. And the guys that could afford that, they have to first hope I'm telling them the truth. They have to hope that it works. And then for me, I'd have a lot of concern even selling it to them, even if they did come with a check for $50 million, right? Because if they don't do it exactly how I teach them and adjust their emotional self to handle what I'm going to tell them and all these things, if any one thing is wrong, they're going to start losing money. Right. And then I'm going to feel like a real dick, like, bro, I just took $50 million from you, and here you are still losing millions and millions and millions playing Baccarat with my strategy.
I mean, there's definitely that back and forth. Like, I've had that conversation with pro poker players where I know a bunch of pro poker players who run training sites where they basically, will teach you how to play well. I know some poker players who are equally impressive, and they're basically sworn to like a code of never coaching anyone because they feel like the intelligence that they have is so beneficial to them. And if they were to, really bring it out to the people, yes, they could make money in the short term, but in the long term, they'd be kind of fucking over the ecology of the game. But it's weird in poker because the secret of how to play poker optimally is literally like a fucking $500 program that you download on your computer that can tell you how to play every single situation, which is different than what you're talking about, which is shrouded in mystery.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But you've taken a lot of money out of the casinos before you got banned. Was there anything leading up to you getting banned that was dramatic?
Yeah. So the last full session I had, it took a week, and I won 11 million, a little over 11.5 million.
Okay.
It came in 2 checks because they had to break it between 2 casinos. I knew that week might be one of my last weeks having no issues gambling.
You were starting to feel the heat, or you just knew you were winning enough?
Well, so the casinos do crazy things that most people will never experience. So at least, conservatively, 70% of high-stakes gambling is politics. Negotiating deals with casinos, and the deals are such a large array of deals to negotiate, right? Terms, what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do, right?
So once you're really gambling a lot of money, you get to start calling the shots with the casino because they want your business so bad?
100%, unless you're winning, right?
Right.
Now, in the very, very beginning, they're like, oh, the guy's just hot. He's lucky.
Anybody can win for a while.
Yeah, exactly. And so in the beginning, they were letting me, I was calling the shots, just as you said. Well, once they saw that I'm winning at an alarming rate statistically, right, and the quantity of money that I'm winning because I'm playing $250,000 per hand in Baccarat and I'm flat betting, right, which is also unheard of for winners, they're like, he's winning too much, too often. So what do we do now? So they started doing crazy things. They would break into my room and do wild things. They would mess with my food. They would jam my Wi-Fi and internet. They had like feds run down to my room one time flipping cushions. I mean, I could write a whole book on stories about crazy things casinos have done to me to throw me off my game. One time I had I think it was 7 million. I think it was 7. I had 7 million on me, and I pulled up in my McLaren, right? And that's like my daily driver. And the executives, the VP of the casino, gave me permission that anytime I pull up, I can just self-park right at the front door. Keep my keys. That's it. 'Cause, that's what I wanted. That's what my request was, and they abided. So I do that this particular time. And there was like one moment. I'll get on with the story, then you'll see. So I pull up. I got 7 million on me, and I park it myself. The valet guy walks up, gives me my ticket. And I did give him my keys that time, It's no problem. I'm going to go above and beyond to make everybody happy because valet usually doesn't know that I have this rule. So I beeline it. I find the table I want. I sit down. I reserve it, whatever. And now I put the 7 million is sitting like, if I wanted to reach it, I'd have to bend a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here. They're getting the cards ready. Everything's being adjusted for my play. And all of a sudden my chair gets pushed into the table, and I'm like wedged between the table, and I'm sitting down. And at this exact moment, I had nobody with me. I didn't have my bodyguards with me. I didn't have friends with me. I didn't have my coach with me. It was like this exact moment. I had 7 million. Now I can't reach it because I can't bend my body. I'm stuck against the table, and nobody's around me. And I can't tell what's happening, right? So all of a sudden I see 2 other people standing on me, and I can't really see much. So I just flail like almighty heck, right? And I stand up, and I might have even been standing at the chair at this time, and I start screaming. And what happens is it was 3 security guards that pushed my chair and it kind of held me there. And I'm screaming, and I'm thinking if I scream loud enough that everybody that can hear me has to look. So if there's enough eyes on me, it'd be really hard for someone to rob me of 7 million standing in the heart of the casino, right? I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? Da-da-da. The pit boss runs over. I said, bro, what's happening? Da-da-da. And he tells security to back away from me. And now I'm like standing by myself and I have motion. And he starts talking to them. And there's a female there. And she turns to me and she goes, do you drive a green McLaren? And I said, yeah. And she goes, oh, you didn't get your valet ticket and we need your keys. And I said, what? She goes, yeah. You can't do that or we're going to have to ask you to leave our property. I said, are you out of your mind? I have 7 million sitting right here. What are you talking about? A valet ticket? And I said, oh, you mean a ticket like this? And she goes, oh, okay. And then they just walk off and I never see them again, right? Now, everybody knew I had a ticket. Everybody knew they had my keys. But they also knew that I was coming in with 7 million trying to absolutely break this casino. So they will do anything they can to throw me off and throw me through a loop and just mess with the situation.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip and you want to see more, this is our new Clips channel. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers. Hit subscribe down below. Appreciate y'all.